This is Henry Hill from the movie Goodfellas, and I'm on the show Without Your Head.
Welcome to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal, and I'm joined by Josh Evans, the director of Death in the Desert, which is available right now. So how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good. And for people not aware, could you give them an idea of what the movie's about?
I think they just have to see it.
Mm-hmm. That's the best way.
Yeah, I think that's it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And the trailer, they can see the trailer and the poster.
Mm-hmm.
To say what it's about is kind of like, I don't know. That's like a politician. I can't. I wish I could do that better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Say what something is about
without giving too much away and everything. It's hard to do. Plus, I really do. If it would be possible to see all movies without knowing like much about it,
I could. Yeah, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because I think at the end of the day, like somebody says, at least to me, they say a plot.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the plot would be. I mean, a great movie could be about a postman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not about what the quick plot is. That's the problem with now everything is not everything. I don't know if so maybe it's always been, but it's always a pitch.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this is about. I mean, even to get it made. I mean, what made me interested in making the movie is Las Vegas and the sort of forbidden aspects of what that city means to people.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to tell a story that was situated in there, that had kind of very noir undertones without being a noir, and was also a movie about kind of characters that I find interesting, very flawed people that live lives that are fun to watch but not fun to live,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So it had all those aspects of it, but the direct narrative, I mean, it is, of course, loosely based on Ted Binion, but not about Ted Binion, because it's just loosely based on that type of situation that occurred.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not it's not a biopic on him, although, of course, there are certain aspects to the story that resonate. A love triangle, like,
Mm-hmm.
A place in the sun. I mean, it's a narrative. It's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say about it. It's not a. That's the kind of movie it is. A movie.
You mentioned Vegas, and is that something you've always been interested in? And did you know?
No, well, I've had some tough. I mean, listen, I've never been. First time I was ever in Vegas was when I made this picture. I've been to Vegas about 100 times, but never have I been to Vegas.
Right.
There's two Vegas. There's Vegas that everyone goes to, but then there's this new, which is the difference, which is why the movie's set in the present, and which makes it different than being Ted Binion, because it's set in the present, is there's a new Vegas erupting around this center.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a suburban Vegas, gated community Vegas. And then everybody comes into the town and they see this, there's great entertainment and great things to do. And then there's the downtown area. So this movie was kind of not about that part of Vegas that everybody is kind of going into, the local Vegas.
Mm-hmm. And it is kind of about the character himself is kind of more of the throwback to the old Vegas. And then he doesn't necessarily fit in with a lot of the new stuff that's happening.
Well, listen, that's a great interpretation. I mean, that's why I hope people can enjoy the film, because to have ideas, think things like that, which, to me, I just found it like a great background, great characters, and a great subject, a great subject matter in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy, he buried all that. Bill buries $2 million worth of silver in the middle of a ditch with a guy that's sleeping with his girlfriend and he doesn't know. I mean, it's a very bizarre situation that not a lot of people would, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a heightened situation that opens up any interpretation to it.
Now, you talk about flawed characters, and so Michael Madsen as the lead, and he's terrific in this, and he's great at playing that kind of character. in a lot of ways he
Yeah.
is that kind. I don't know if he is in real life, but he kind of looks like he is, and I think that adds to any role he's in. And
he's a great guy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's an artist and a talented writer, and he understands cinema, but he also can embody that real kind of movie kind of heavy character, you know, that you could have seen in, you know, the 20s, the 50s, you know, the 70s. He's got that real presence about him, you know.
Exactly.
So that was the great combination, really.
Mm-hmm. They said, the presence, because even without saying anything, you can just see him and you kind of get an idea of what his character's about.
Yeah, he brought so much to it.
Mm-hmm. How involved were you in casting of Michael Madsen?
Very involved. I mean, as involved as I could be.
Was when you read the script originally? Was he someone you had in mind?
You know, for some reason when I read this, because I don't. It's not no disrespect to actors. I just don't think about them because I'm thinking about, you know, is the story, how I'm going to do the story. But the minute it becomes a reality that you're going to be able to make the picture, then he came right to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when I was sitting there with my who would be best, I said, you know.
Something I've always wondered, because I've never directed a movie, but when you have someone who's been in so many films like Michael Madsen, a lot of actors in the movie, how are they to direct? Like, do they listen to what you say, or do you just kind of let them do what they do?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, I've only had to once we're actually there doing the work together. I think it's kind of, you know, of course, when someone's really good at what they do, you don't need to tell them to do as much, but you're also not helping an actor if you don't say anything at all because you're afraid. You know, you have to. You know, he's a master. You know, it's like any master craftsman at what they do. You know, I mean, you have to tell them a little bit of something, or you can let them do whatever they want. It depends on the moment, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, do you ever feel like you grow or learn as a director directing someone who's a veteran actor?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's like driving a performance car. You know, I mean, you can really go for it. You know, or having a best. It's a great tool to tell a story. I mean, there's really to have a great actor like that telling your story. Suddenly, it becomes, you know, so good just to hear him say the lines. The minute he started saying the lines, the character made sense.
What was the experience like filming actually in Vegas?
You know, it was a little different in senses. You know, there was parts of it that was a different type of an experience because it wasn't. You know, once the filming started, I mean, it was just hard work. You know, that's really what it is. It's 15, 16-hour days. You don't even know where you are. You know, what was a move? It was weird driving home at night at 5:30 in the morning, and you know you're driving,
and everything's all lit up,
and you're in like this crazy place. But I didn't really realize it. It is an intense background, but it's very colorful. You know, it's a great visual place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a good story to tell, it definitely has great faces there, and the people have a good spirit there. You know. They're excited about film and entertainment. So overall, I have to say the experience was very positive, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I think of the details, you know, of getting the movie made and everything, because you know, the place has a lot to offer visually. You know, you know, I'd say I had a good experience.
Yeah. No, Offset, did you do any gambling while you're in Vegas?
I did. I played the Willy Wonka machine, and I won. I won some money in the Willy Wonka, because that Willy Wonka machine is a great machine.
Uh-huh. But
I didn't really do much, because it just becomes almost like if you're gambling and you're making a movie, I mean, you're making a shitty movie, you know, because you just can't. For me personally, I don't mean anybody. For me, yeah, because it's two different mindsets, you know. I mean, it was a very intense production, you know. It took a lot. We had like 60 locations and you know, actors coming in from Los Angeles, and you know, just very complicated to make sure everything came off the way it needed to, as any picture would be, you know. That you know, it was like it's like a military operation. So if you like find yourself on that one moment off gambling, I don't know, I'd probably lose everything.
Yeah. I don't go to the casino very often, but you know, maybe every couple of years, I'll find my in some place for a convention or whatever. And but I like those kind of machines myself, because you think of the old school ones where
me
it's
and
just
my wife were just walking down the
yeah.
thing, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I did play every now and then. I would hit, you know, but I didn't step up to the tables, is what I mean. You know, I didn't like sit down. I kind of be like, yeah, we got $2. I mean, the whole, you know, I just put it in the machine, and we did it to the Willy Wonka. And it's very dangerous winning too. That's where you get really dangerous. Like we had someone come in and she won. She was watching our kid, you know, on the board thing you're having. She won the first day she got there, and then it was kind of it set her back, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was only been in Vegas once, and it was many years ago. It's probably about 16 years ago now. But I had a good time.
It's a good town. I mean, depends what you're going there for.
Yeah.
Like anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of presents, I might mispronounce her name, but Paz de la Huerta, who's in the movie, I always find very interesting. Anytime she's, first time I saw her as Boardwalk Empire, I thought she was great in that. But she really adds a lot to any movie she's in. I think she's just a very interesting, unique actor.
She is. There's a lot of passion.
Mm-hmm. And she's also great in The Editor. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. It was out of, I think last year. It's kind
The Editor, it's called?
Yeah.
No, I gotta see it.
Yeah, it's peculiar. It's sort of I don't know if you're into like 70s Italian horror movies, but it's kind of a parody of that, and but it's very interesting.
Well, she's got very you know, unique choices, you know. So she always brings you could like, she really brings a lot to a role. She's gonna add a lot of color, and she's got great timing, and she understands.
Mm-hmm.
She's very understands movies too. She's a very movie type of. She was great for this role. I was just so happy to have her.
Yeah, I'm always happy whenever I see her pop up in anything, because, like I said, it's very, very unique and very, very interesting.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah. Well, oh, by the way, what kind of movies do you like, and what made you decide you wanted to be involved in making movies?
Oh boy, that's a pretty big question, man.
Yeah.
That's a bullet point. You know, I guess I just something I understand. You know, something ever since I've been little, I've watched them and studied them and kind of watched them back and forth. I remember when I was little, I watched Rocky. I saw like 18 times. You know, so it was just a language of storytelling. You know, that I have come to understand, and I can tell stories. You know, that way, and it's a great form, and it's a very it's I don't want to say dying, but it's narrowing, because authorship for movies is kind of not what's in right now. What's in right now is sort of the anonymity of anybody could have made this kind of looks. You know, like this is, you know, you could watch the biggest TV show, and maybe I'm not watching close enough, but no matter what show it is, I can't really tell who's directing it, even if it's the biggest director, because it seems like there's so many different people, and that's not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing, but that's not what movie is. You know, if movie is like very distinctive, it definitely picks, you know, one distinctive choice.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
You know?
I never thought of it that way, because like you know, I was a big Scorsese fan, so if you watch a Scorsese movie, you kind of say, hey, this is a Scorsese movie. You can kind of tell, even if you don't know it is. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's weird that you could see a Scorsese. Maybe he's different. I don't know. And I'm not saying this is not a criticism. It's just weird to me that you could say you could see Scorsese direct, you know, a TV show, and maybe or I go some are different. I guess I'm sure you could see some directors and see a show, but some of these shows, like I'm just kind of blown away by how they're streamlined. It's almost like it's become in a sense, a different art form. It's evolved from one guy saying, you know, it's going to be like this, and this is the way it's going to end with the thing, you know, and then you test it, obviously, and hopefully people get that, and it works. And of course, you got to be open, but then it has one distinct, you know, choice. Maybe it was a mistake, you know, maybe it was too dark or too blunt or too this, you know, and now that's kind of narrowing, and I'm proud to have this film be a movie, you know, that type of a narrative, I guess. It's not episodic.
I guess with a TV show, part of it would be they'd still want that episode to fit in the bigger picture. So
that's great. No, I think that's great. But really, to me, there is no bigger picture anymore for me than this right here. 80 minutes, whatever it is. That's everything. It's an editing. It's an editing process. It's about what's not there. But that's a lot of good TV too. I mean, the TV. There's some of the best shows. It's not about what the show is or what it is. Like you said, it's about a bigger picture, and this isn't a bigger picture.
What?
It's just this is the picture. Beginning, middle, end. 3 acts.
Have you ever done any directing on a TV show?
No.
Well, there we go. But
I mean, you know, probably be fun. I mean, depending upon the show with the right actors and right, I'm sure it can be amazing. Probably like getting to fly the space shuttle or something.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still flying. You know, I mean, it's positive. I just haven't had the opportunity to step into the ship. That kind of a ship, you know, with that many different people. I think it'd be great to have a TV show where you write the whole, you know, you direct maybe an episode, but you write the whole show, you know, you make the whole show.
Right.
And then you can direct, and then you're a part of the making of the whole thing. I think then you would be more, you know, it'd be a more positive way to experience that.
And a lot of, you said, you know, most shows now, they're not like a Twilight Zone where each one's like each episode's.
I know. You know something. I totally agree with you. You're right. I was saying just the same thing. Because the Twilight Zone had all different actors and was all different things in each different show.
Yeah.
That was cool as hell to me. That was like, you know, they were one-offs. I guess there's some like that though. I haven't seen it. Well, I'm sure. It's very exciting what they can do with narrative, because now really it is all TV. It's all the same thing. I mean, everyone's experiencing it on the same device for the most part. So differentiating it is kind of almost a thing of the past. It's like this last thing holding on to. So you're right. The thing that's great about TV is content can be content. You know, it could be like, you know, 20, 40-minute shows. Or just the O.J. Simpson trial, you know, 10 shows, you know. But the series, the ones that go like 5 years, that's a real art form. I mean, to be able to have that whole vision, that's like writing. I guess it's almost like writing 50 movies, 50 hours.
Yeah, because you know, the thing like Twilight Zone, you could watch any episode. It doesn't matter the order, but you couldn't like watch episode 4 of season 3 of Breaking Bad and know, you know, really what the hell's going on. Yeah.
But I didn't, you know, see, I don't know. I mean, this sort of becomes infinite. I didn't, you know, certain people have watched shows, certain people haven't. And then they have their own relationship with shows or movies, when they saw it, how they saw it. I mean, this picture, I felt a very clean relationship with. You know, I'm 9 o'clock at night. That movie, I can watch it. I'm gonna have an experience. You know, that's why you know, when I made it, I was like, this is gonna be that experience for that same mindset, because you know, of that experience, that nighttime TV or you know, breaking edgy, or you know, I mean, the movie's edgy, but not for any reason other than it's a down and dirty world,
Mm-hmm.
that they're in.
Now,
Like Midnight Cowboy, it's down and dirty world.
yeah. Those kind of
Right.
movies I love. So, the you mentioned it's honestly based on inspired by the Ted Binion story. And
Mm-hmm.
did anybody from the actual that were around for the actual story, the actual person that knew him or anything, did anyone of them have any input in the movie, or after it came out, did anybody contact?
No, I mean I based the book on a wonderful writer, Kathy Scott. She's
Mm-hmm.
as good as it gets for doing research and understanding something. So you just have that book, and so the physical things that occurred are just kind of recollections, almost like it's what I understand of the dynamic, which I found interesting, and some of the backgrounds and some of the ways people met, the things that happened that were very interesting, and then you have a movie. It wasn't about would Ted do this or would this one do that, because I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It was just that would have messed up my pollination process.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do that. I saw that movie. It was on Movie of the Week. Right when I was getting ready to make this movie, I was like, oh my God, that's not nothing against that movie, but it's not my movie. Mm-hmm. And when we were looking around at locations, I saw these 90s kind of Vegas locations, But then I said, no, let's show the future. I mean, this place is gone so high, it's a new world out there. And that was more exciting. And I visually felt that the film captured that, this kind of desert, futurism, out there in the desert. And it's isolated, but yet it's very shiny at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you also do you've acting, writings. Which of acting, directing, writing, which of the creative process do you enjoy the most, or is it all just a creative process to you?
Well, certainly not the acting.
Uh-huh.
I don't enjoy. But I have enjoyed it, and it's a wonderful process. I'm sure if you're to be a part of something is great, but it's that's not my most joyful. And the writing, they're all actually, I'd say they're all pretty much the same. The writing, the directing, because they come at different times, or editing,
mm-hmm.
or even producing, or even doing this right now. You have to find the joy in the fact that you're able to tell stories. Acting is a little different because you're, I've directed a couple pictures myself in them, and that's kind of takes me 2 years to not even want to look at. You know what I mean? So I just realized, it's just a guy. I'm for 2 years and kind of, But then sometimes just because I've been the man for the job, I step in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the same level of that, but I had a videos, that I put on YouTube with me, and I could totally understand not wanting to see yourself on while you're editing.
Yeah, but now I feel okay with it. I feel fine. When I had my kid, everything got a little easier. Stop taking yourself so. It's just not. I don't know. For some reason, the kid showed me the taking everything. It's not so serious. So it was easier, but still acting. To me, this is the same though. You have a great script, and it gives you a great script, and or something you can do. There's all these different processes.
Mm-hmm. I assume he's probably too young to see Death in the Desert, but I don't know how old your son is. But do you watch any movies with him?
With who?
With your son, with your kid. I don't know if it's your
daughter. Well, yeah. He's a movie fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
He's an absolute fanatic. He's seen everything, and that's what he likes. Bizarre. I mean, he sort of knows the story. He's almost, talking the characters. They tell me it's not very good, but I try to show him good movies.
Mm-hmm.
He's not sitting watching movies all day long, but he's seen them.
Yeah.
He's seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and some of the best movies I've seen are kid movies. I mean, the best movie honestly the best, but it doesn't really get any better than The Good Dinosaur, you know? I mean, you can't really do a better movie than that.
I have not seen that.
I mean, that's just high quality, undeniable.
Uh-huh. I've not
Talk about discipline, man. I mean, that is, you know.
I feel bad.
Impressive.
I have not seen that movie.
That's impressive.
Hmm.
That that's like top of the line.
Now we are a horror show primarily, but like many people, I love all.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I love all movies, and we talk about all different movies on the show. But
well, horror. I mean, you know, the funny thing you mentioned is horror because I saw this movie called It Follows. I mean, that has to be like one of the coolest movies I've ever seen. Just the way the camera was moving, and that was scary to me without being grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
Grotesque, I just don't really gravitate towards it because maybe it's just my own thing, but it's just like I don't want to deal with all that stuff unless I have to. You know what I mean? All the makeup and like and squids and stuff. You know, to me, that's not scary. What's scary is so like Blair Witch was scary, you know, because people were like, is that shit real? You know, is that happening? That's scary. Rosemary's Baby was scary as hell.
It's one of my favorites.
Exorcist was scary.
Mm-hmm.
But when it becomes like, you know, graphic blood and guts, I get a little, you know, I'd love to be able to make a horror story though, because there, you know, something, but at the same time, it's disturbing, you know, because like even this Ted Binion thing, I mean, or his life, and I mean, you realize it's a real person and people died, and you know, there's a lot of tragedy, you know. I mean, being at the Las Vegas emergency room at 2 a.m. is horror to me when it's 19 degrees out. To me, that's horror.
Mm-hmm.
But people seem to define horror differently. You know, I've had long conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as well as we have here. Everyone has a different opinion. But I do think it usually comes down, actually, to a lot of the movies you said there. And I think gore can... you can't make a movie on gore alone. It can enhance a movie, but it really comes down if the story and the characters are that get you.
Yeah, I mean, what was that movie called? That David Fincher made, Seven.
Yes,
that was badass.
That's a great film.
That's brilliant. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's like, you know, or the other one, which is a classic, is the long one about San Francisco murderer. After Fight Club.
Oh, Zodiac.
There you go, Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac.
Is that one of your...
I love Zodiac, yeah.
Yeah.
Zodiac is great. Mm-hmm. And have you ever been to the Museum of Murder? Or maybe it's the Museum of Death in Hollywood?
No. I just don't want to, man, you know? It's just like I just don't want to... I'm tired, man, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm tired. I don't want to see murders right now.
It was.
I mean, sometimes you find yourself making a movie about them because it's great stories, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it still affects everybody, you know. Mm-hmm. So I guess you have to pick your poison.
Annabelle and I were in LA last year, and we went there. It's a weird place because they have like real paintings and artwork by real serial killers on display. It's very strange. It's very weird. We went there, and then we went to the Magic Castle. It was a very
nice.
big contrast. Yeah,
that's nice.
Mm-hmm. That's a great place. I don't know if you've been there.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Someone hooked us up because I guess it's very hard to get tickets, but one of our friends who we've had on the show hooked us up with tickets, so that was very nice.
Yeah, I think you got the right. You know, you at the end of the day, when you go to Hollywood, there's so much to experience there, you know.
Yeah.
Magic, castle.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun stuff.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Tour buses.
Yeah, we stayed right on Hollywood Boulevard, which some people told us not to.
I lived on Hollywood Boulevard. I liked it, man. I lived on Vine.
It was great.
A lot of energy there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stuff's happening all night. During the day, it's crazy, but it was a lot of fun. We actually rented an apartment there. It was cheaper than getting a hotel. It was a great time.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Hmm. So,
That's great.
yeah, it was an awesome time. So Death in the Desert. How can people find this? Is it video demand, DVD? How can you get it?
I think it's going to be, from what I've been told, it should be on demand. It should be on iTunes. It should be on Google Play, Amazon. Download it.
How important?
Watch it.
How important
Put the
is
headphones on? Wear it. Watch headphones.
How important is that to independent filmmakers? Netflix and video on demand and being able to stream films.
I just don't know, man. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Soon they'll be watching the watch, do the glasses. I don't know. I just made the movie, and this is how it comes out. Of course, my understanding is the theater and the popcorn.
Yeah.
And it works great that way too.
Mm-hmm.
How I watch movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
it definitely works. It sounds great, but as far as how does it affect our revenue? I mean, I don't know, because you would think it would help, but they find a way to explain to you that it doesn't help. I don't understand it.
Then how can people find you? Not like come to your house, but how can people find you online or the movie if they would like to follow it? If you have Twitter or Facebook.
Death in the Desert Facebook they have a page, I believe.
Okay. Now,
I don't have any pages.
All right, no pages for Josh. You cannot find him.
Well, I don't want to say you can't find me. I just don't have any social media.
That's fine. That's
present.
Fine. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too, man, and good luck to you with everything. And stay in touch somehow.
I will, even though I can't find you, but I will.
Well, yeah, no, that's not true though. You can find me.
I'm just being an ass.
I just know. You know what it is? I just don't have it because I just don't have it. It's not I never have had it.
Uh-huh.
I have an email, but I wouldn't give my email out to everybody because I like just having a.
I understand. I was just teasing you, but I totally understand. But definitely thanks for coming on.
I mean, I wish I was. I guess that's how you have to be these days, to give your email out on the radio.
No, most people don't.
No, that's what people. No, but in a way, that's what people do, and that's the new world. I'm just still kind of in my. I don't know. I haven't made the adjustment.
Well, most people don't give out their emails on the line.
Well, but it's the same thing. A Facebook, an email. Think about it.
Yeah.
You're talking.
Yeah.
You're checking. You're reading about it. I mean, I just, it's like you're doing something. You're talking to somebody. There's nothing wrong with it. I just haven't, haven't made that jump yet. Mm-hmm. Maybe I will. Maybe after this process. If I get a name, I'll give it to you.
All right, excellent. Facebook or Twitter, anything, we'll let everybody know. But thanks again. I actually really did enjoy the movie, too. Not just because you're on here.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I appreciate you taking the time and that you liked watching it.
Yeah. And for everybody, we had to reschedule this, but I actually watched the movie right before I went to see Hateful Eight, so it was very cool to I could see double Michael Madsen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So yeah.
I'm glad you got to. I still haven't seen Hateful Eight. I want to see the 70mm version.
Yeah, we're very lucky to. We go to a theater in Brookline in Boston, and it's there was one of the only places in Massachusetts that was showing it in 70mm, and on the weekends they have midnight movies that they show in original 35mm, older movies. So we go there a lot. It's really, to me, if you can, that's the best way to see the movie on the big screen.
Yeah, I really wanted to see it. Mm-hmm. I will, though.
Yeah, excellent. All right,
man. Well, it's good talking to you, and keep it up.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Kevin Pollak, and you're listening to WithoutYourHead.com. But I guess you knew that, didn't you? Unless, of course, you lost your head.